Okay, hello everyone. My name is Alex. I'm an Italian entrepreneur, web designer, and marketer. I'm very passionate. I've been very passionate about internet marketing since a couple of years, and today I have the great honor of presenting Jeff DEUTSCH. Tell me if it's correct or not. And he's been a legendary marketer, 100K per month of revenue. Doing internet marketing, and he also grew one of the, I guess, biggest ever PBNs that have ever existed. And so, Jeff, do you hear me? Did I spell your name correctly
I can hear
or not? Okay, great. So tell us a little bit about your background. Welcome.
Sure. Yeah. So, I didn't actually study marketing or anything like that. It was just computers were an interest to me. I built my first website in 1999 out of
I was 6 years old.
Yeah.
I was 6 years old.
Yeah, I was working for an organic tea company, and we built a website. It had animated GIFs, and it took about 8 minutes to load on the average internet. So,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
We had a couple of problems before with the internet connection, but it was nothing serious. And now you're telling me like in 1999, 8 minutes, and it was like normal. Like 8 minutes right now, we would have been doing something else, and like go for a walk, come back. How is that even possible?
Yeah. The average speed back then was 8K per second. So Why
did you start designing website? Like out of interest, that you wanted to make money? What was the purpose?
Yeah, so this tea company hired me to do kind of marketing and sales for them because I've been working.
You were an offline marketer before.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I didn't really know what I was doing, at all. But I knew a little bit about computers from working at a print and copy shop, and then dove in and I started learning by myself. I was also teaching people how to do web development after that. How to build in HTML and then CSS and PHP and Flash and all kinds of stuff. So that was, those were the early days of the internet. And I built a CMS in like 2000 because I was tired of people asking me to update their websites. So it was like, this was before WordPress and all that stuff. So, but yeah, kind of kept getting thrown back into it, even though, I didn't study it or anything and wasn't planning on doing it, but
learning by doing, just.
Yeah, exactly. And just having an unlimited thirst for knowledge and anytime I wanted to learn how to do something, I'd just pick up an O'Reilly book and, copy.
Copy 4,000 pages of PHP.
And I just sit at coffee shops, just copy it line by line, and that's how I learned how to code. And so when I got into SEO in like 2008,
2008. So you had a couple of years to learn to really put the ground for SEO, HTML, And now,
it was also out of necessity because I was working for a company with a very small marketing budget. We were doing AdWords, and they were tired of paying $100 per
bleeding out of AdWords. $1, $2, $5 per click. And yesterday I was with a client, and he has this quite big restaurant in Venice, and I was telling him, yeah, we can do SEO, and I was checking out the AdWord keyword planner tool, and he said, "Oh, okay, and why €1? Do I have to pay €1?" No, I said, we are going to do SEO, so you'll be positioned up in the search result. And he looked at me, and he said, "But do really people pay €1 per click for a restaurant?" And I said, yeah, there are some. I mean, it depends if you're like insurance or like Forex or I don't know what else. That can make sense for sure. Maybe for a restaurant, you really have to get the math right, because otherwise you're bleeding. Well, SEO, huge opportunity, right? Especially in the 2008, I guess. Jeff? You hear me, Jeff?
Just how much time. So started to automate and started automating different tasks, and what's the difference between me and everybody else, and kind of how I was able to scale up.
Sorry, Jeff. I guess the connection was super, super bad. So if you could repeat something that you said.
Okay.
You hear me, Jeff?
Can you hear me okay?
Better now? Yeah, otherwise try to remove maybe the video, because the video is sucking up the whole bandwidth.
Yeah, sure.
Better now? I hear you now.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Right. Go ahead.
Cool. So, because I knew how to program and stuff, and I had done a little bit of automation, I was able to automate some of the tasks that were taking up a ton of time. And this is especially when I went into business for myself. I started a really small SEO consultancy. By the way, shout out to anybody who's running an SEO consultancy, one of the hardest businesses in the world to make a profit at. So yeah, good for you.
Really? I thought web design was much worse than that. Indeed, I'm starting to do SEO consultancy now, meeting great people like you and other guys that are top notch really at internet marketing, and really that gives me confidence to start SEO, because it's quite good, because you have some monthly income. While web design, you design and then you're off again searching for clients. But I guess getting along with clients not very easy.
You know what's hard about it actually? It's what we call a catch-22, until you get results, you're not going to get any clients, because, what are you going to point to show that you've had success? But until you have a client, you don't have any money to do anything. So that's why it's so hard to get into, you have to, most of the people who get really into it is the people who are really good at sales,
sales,
someone, hey, you're going to pay like, 1/10 the price that you would per, so just trust me and give me all your money, and you make the money, and you run experiments with, you run SEO experiments, because SEO is a lot more expensive than it was when I first started too, because you can't just use free links anymore to rank stuff. So I have a rec for people who are able to make it, because it's hard to get that start.
Jeff, I don't know why the connection sometimes just stops. I guess maybe it's better if you take out the video camera. Try to turn it off.
Sure.
It's like
okay.
Top center.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna try that. Cool. A little bit better.
Better now.
Yeah.
Now it should be good. Okay, so we're telling me, it's difficult to find the first clients. Indeed, when I started, I really was starting low, like a couple of $100, and now we are scaling it up more and more and more. Yesterday we did like 8K of deals just in a day.
Awesome.
Now there's lots to work for sure, and it was a lucky day. But if I had to tell myself of like 10 months ago that I would do like stuff like that, it would have been impossible, really, for real. Yeah. So you have to start low at the beginning, I guess. Yeah. How did you start it? How much were you charging at the beginning?
Yeah, I was I was charging like you, like $100, $200 a month, and I was like really happy. Yeah, and I was really happy if I could get a client like that.
Yeah. And how did that move up to like, you did some consultancy, and in the end you started selling PBN services online, I guess.
Yeah, there was some time in between that too. And what happened was, I had all these small clients, and then I got one good client. It was a solar company in New Jersey, and they wanted like 7-pack results for local search, and they wanted like tons of keywords. So I just quoted them out at like a couple $1,000s a month, and basically like worked with them almost as an employee, basically. And then I also, and then I was able to, because I'd had some success, so I was confident. So I was able to like, you know, convince them to pay for some links and stuff, like, you know, to buy some directory links, like like DMOZ, I think we paid for, and stuff like that.
So, you can pay for DMOZ, yeah.
Yeah, back in those days, you just contact whoever was running it and tell them, hey, you know.
Yeah, bribing for DMOZ.
Maybe you shouldn't put that in the podcast. You could totally pay for DMOZ.
But they were also the old days of SEO, I guess. How did that change from 2008 to like 2010, 2013, and like the modern days nowadays? How did that develop?
Yeah, so back then, you know, you could use really low quality links, and as long as they got indexed, you were still going to rank no matter what. And you just, you know, you could, there was no such thing as too much link velocity. There was no such thing as too much anchor text, you know, anchors, you know, exact match domains worked great. I mean, like everything, like
exact match domain. Yeah. And then,
so, I mean,
what's your opinion on Google? Is Google really becoming super powerful, and it's impossible it will be impossible to do SEO? I mean, in the future, since Google will become so smart that the algo, like RankBrain and so on, or there will still be possibilities for PBNs and some like clever anchors and outreach content for sure. What's your take on that?
Yeah, I think, I mean, what's interesting is that, you know, what I see gray hats doing now is trying to copy the backlink profile of white hat sites, and they're doing it so much to the point where it's almost like you're learning how to do white hat by copying white hat, you know, like
okay,
you know what I mean? So it's like eventually, if you keep on copying like a Picasso painting, you'll be as good as Picasso, right? So why not just be Picasso and make your own paintings instead of copying him, right?
Yeah. So you're saying that it's diluting. Everyone is becoming too much white hat. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that that's Google's goal. You know, is like they want to slowly kind of like, you know, kind of to like learning and like and embracing like white hat methods, because, you know, like now you look at like back in the day, if you wanted, you get a fresh, you know, exact match domain, and you could just blast it with, you know, PBN links, and it would rank immediately. Whereas today, like you kind of have to warm a site up a little bit. You have to really like you have to start with press release.
Yeah, the sandbox. Everyone's talking about the sandbox now, that you need 1 month to get links indexed and stuff like that. Like the Google Dance.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, all that stuff existed back then too. I mean, the sandbox wasn't as extreme, but it still existed. Nowadays, like I think it's just more extreme, and I think, you know, link velocity is much more of a thing now, where if you know, like you just hit a site with 100 PBN links in one day and all to the homepage, it's not going to rank. It's going to get penalized.
Get penalized, straight away. Yeah, but still, you still believe in PBNs, like maybe keeping them private? Because tell us about like your story about the 25K PBNs that you built up. How did that go?
Yeah, so our network, we actually belong to. I mean, I'll kind of tell you a little bit about how I built the business, and I think that like this should tell your listeners too about like how to build an online business. If you're a digital nomad, like these are the kind of things that you should, you know, try and look out for, and like and try and do, like opportunities like this. Because what happened was, you know, I was, you know, you're learning from the group, and you're learning from people that you meet on Skype and stuff like that, and that you connect with, and, you know, you're trading secrets and things like that. And eventually, like, you're doing things manually until finally, you know, you start to feel some pain points. You know, like for me, what it was, I was using Unique Article Wizard, and I was using a bunch of other like article distribution software and stuff, like article robot submitter. I can't remember what it was called, something like that.
Spinners, right?
Kind of like submitters, and I was having like VAs, like Filipino VAs, write like manually spun articles to submit to Unique Article Wizard, and it was like costing me, you know, a fortune. At least it felt like a fortune, you know, like $10 a day, and I'll maybe get like 3 articles, and then distribute those articles. You get maybe 60 backlinks. I mean, it's still super cheap. I mean, what is that like? That's like still like 10 cents a backlink or 15 cents a backlink, and they were linked. I was like, man, this is killing me, and I was really cheap, so
they were basically submitting articles to article directories, stuff like that.
Exactly.
So
yeah. Exactly. And yeah, and I thought, you know, I mean, it was just like kind of a pain. And of course, like Copyscape, you still had to have like Copyscape to have unique articles and things like that. So finally, what I did was I just figured out this method of building what I called spinits, which are like these, you know, files that have spin tags in them and stuff. And what I would do is just download.
I want to know more.
Yeah, sure. I would just download from Easy and Articles and all the other article directory sites. Like I would download all the articles about that subject, and I would take one paragraph, 8 different articles, and I would mash them all up together. So it was like first paragraph from like the first article, and then the second paragraph from the second article.
Okay, cool. But did you build yourself the software, or was some kind of software that you built bought from the owner?
I did, and that's actually that. Yeah, and that's what that was the point I wanted to make to your listeners, is that you're looking for a pain point. For me, it was creating these spun articles, and it was too expensive, and you find a way to automate it. But first of all, you need to do it manually so that you feel that pain point, and then eventually, like, you know, you're like, oh, if only I could automate this, or if only I could make this cheaper, then that would take me to the next level. But you have to do it.
That gave you the energy to code it up yourself.
Exactly. I still remember the day, like I built this software, and I built it using this thing called AutoIt. You can go and look. It's still free. It only runs on Windows, but it like automates computer processes. Like you can do anything almost.
How's it called?
AutoIt.
Like
AutoIt. AUTOIT. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, I mean, there's plenty of like software now that like does this, like, oh, it records your screen actions and stuff. AutoIt is more like you have to code it like line by line. But, you know, I mean, I had been coding in PHP and
good experience since 1998 to 2008.
Exactly. So I had that coding knowledge, and I could, you know, it wasn't too difficult for me. So then this you know, software that I created, it would just go, it would Google, for example, say you want to write like 100 unique articles on, you know, on Forex. You would just go Google Forex, grab the top 100 articles from like Easy and Articles, whatever, and then just grab the paragraphs and then mash them all up. And then it would also like automate where it would you know, get the synonyms from the Best Spinner, which I don't know if you ever used John Ledger's. The Best Spinner was the only like spinning software back then, and it would just, you know, drop in the synonyms and stuff, and then, you know, it would automatically like rearrange the sentences and like delete sentences here and there, and I tweaked it a lot. But at the end of the day, what it was, you know, I could create like 100 of these articles in like 5 minutes, and so instead of having to pay a VA to do 3 of them, I could
100.
5,000 in one day.
That's what like the power of scaling it up.
Exactly, and that's, you know, kind of was my 10x moment. I don't know if you've read Peter Thiel's, or however you say the guy's name, his book 0 to 1.
0 to 1. Peter Thiel.
I highly recommend that book. Yeah, but like when you build a business model, it should always be based on this 10x principle, where it should be 10 times better than whatever was before. So this was definitely 10 times better than using a VA, more like 100 times better.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the moment. That was it, Alessandro. That was when like I kind of, I leveled up, and I still remember like sitting there watching it for the first time running and thinking, it was almost like, it must be how it feels like, if you're an oil driller and you drill your first, oil well, and like, you have this huge eruption of oil, that was my eureka moment, right?
Yeah. And
so
what
so I
did you do with all of these articles?
Yeah. So I was using them for myself, and then suddenly, like, what's that?
Yeah, you had so much content. Where did you put all of this content? How did you make, how did you hit from Google as well?
Right. So this is actually, financially also where I was able to take the next step, because now suddenly, okay, I could rank my clients. That was no problem. Like, I did reduce my costs of VAs, but that was insignificant. Yeah. But what I really did was I found this pain point in our industry that everybody felt, which was, how do I create these spun articles, right? Mm-hmm. And so, I could have gone a lot of different directions. This was way before Content Machine came out, and all these other article spinning, article scraping software. So I just started putting up offers on forums like Warrior Forum and Backlinks Forum and Wickedfire, just selling these articles. And the business model was, you send me $25 on PayPal, and I send you 100 spun articles, and it's like, so you get thousands of articles out of these, for $25, and people loved it.
You're saying that you were only sending the content, which was pretty much decent, and they were uploading it to press release sites, article directories, general directories, blogs, stuff like that, or their own blogs, and then they were buying backlinks to it.
Exactly. Yeah. It was mostly for these article distribution, sites. And so, but I was still kind of thinking small. I was like, wow, this is great. Cause I was making, I think my best month, I made 10K selling these articles, which 400 orders at $25 each. And I was getting some guys were placing 5-10 orders a day. And actually that was kind of when I made my first mistake, because I wasn't a real social guy. I didn't like really talking to people. I just want to sit in my corner and program and stuff. And I really wish that I had developed better relationships with these people and talked to them more, because the secrets that they knew and the stuff that they had, I should have worked with them more. But the couple guys that I did end up, getting to talk to, those are the guys, a lot of them ended up doing, a lot, being multi-millionaire businesses, because, they were just there at that right time, with the right tools at the right stage.
Yeah. All people in SEO making money.
But I was making. Yeah.
So
and I was that money was that gave me the funds to be able to start buying expired domains, and that was where the next level. So, but that that was a totally different thing.
Yeah. So you started buying up this domain 25K. How about the hosting? How did you manage 25K a 25K Excel spreadsheet, or how did you?
Yeah. So the next thing that happened was, I ended up, one of my customers got in touch with me, and he was like, hey, these articles are amazing. What do you think about partnering with me? Because, I don't want to have to pay for them, for every single subject. I don't want to have to pay for these articles. So how about you partner with me, and, we post them through ALN network. And I was like, what, you can just do that? Because I had never thought you could just post these to one network and do nothing else, no blog comments, no X-Rumor or Zoomer, however you say that, no all the other stuff that we were doing, which was all these other types of links. like actually all you needed then was PBNs and nothing else. And he like had the balls or the idea to just do that, to take these articles and combine them with this kick-ass network where you had, you know, PBNs that were shared. So people were sharing, like, if, you know, I post yours and you can post to mine.
Okay.
And it was this, you know, a PBN meaning public blog network, not a private one.
Yeah. Indeed. It was like,
and I was like, man, you're crazy. Exactly. But it was like on a massive scale. And this dude was like, he's a Dutch guy, and he was like, yeah, I mean, I think with this business, like, we can get up to like 100 subscriptions with this, you know, and we can charge like 60, 70 bucks a month for these subscriptions, you know, where we give them like 5 links a day. And I was like, okay, yeah, like 100. I was like, why, you know, like, why would it be limited like that? And he was like, well, because, you know, you have to like upload the content, and then you have to put the keywords and, you know, and the title, and it's kind of like a pain. Yeah, exactly. There's a website you have to paste it into. I was like, why don't you let me try and automate it? So again, go to, you know, auto it. I used my little program, and I created this little program so that it would grab an article from a Dropbox folder. The folder was named after the customer, and then it would like post that article with the links that were all like also like that it would grab from like a database on a. Yeah, and it would just do it automated. So all you had to do was like double click this program like for this customer, and it would do it automatically. And he was like, what the hell? Like, this is amazing. So now all of a sudden we had all the content we needed, we had all the websites we needed to post them on, and you know, the only issue was we needed to create more blogs so that we could, you know, create more links, so we can post more links and get more credits and stuff like that. So
sure. So you started buying up all of bunch of expired domains. Did you do it all yourself, or you gave like your VA some kind of guidelines, and she would just go about and buy these domains?
Back then, expired domains, like expired authority domains, are super easy to buy, because all you had to do was go on GoDaddy and you know, download the whole list and then run them all through Scrapebox and check the page rank on all of the domains. And then we just grab any that were PR2, and we'd register them all, bulk register for like $5 a domain, whatever it is, and we get 100 domains, and you know, and then you know, we'd set them all up. So I also built yet another script, you know, that would also set up the domains, because you know, we had we set up tons of hosting, and it would, you know, would just open up the cPanel and set up the website.
Did you set up multiple hosting in order to hide from Google, or because they wouldn't just simply take all of the bandwidth? I mean, like they would have been capable to select to keep up with to 25K PBNs. What was the reason for choosing multiple hostings?
Yeah, even at that point, you had to have a unique C class, you know, for every IP address. And
what year was it?
2010. This was like
2010, yeah.
Early 2010. So you already needed, you know, like unique C class for your IPs. And but you know, it didn't have to be anything special. We just got like a few thousand IPs from like India Nets, I think, was one of them, and there was a couple other like Bluehost and SEO hosting, and like it wasn't hard at all. Not compared to like now, how hard it is now with like Amazon EC2 and like Vulture and all these other like DigitalOcean and stuff that we're doing now.
Yeah, why do you say so? I mean, what's the big difference? Because comparing DigitalOcean, Amazon with the old school hosting, you mean in terms of power, in terms of security, or what?
Yeah, I mean, like, well, because like you could have all of your IPs could be on the same A class, you know, it could be all be 5.2 dot whatever, yeah. You know,
and Google wouldn't care.
They didn't care, yeah, they didn't care. And you know, I don't know if they care now, but I would say I try to stay away from SEO hosting just in general. It seems like a good way to get
SEO hosting is like yeah, if I were Google, I would just
really
the whole IPs from SEO.
I mean, I'm doing an experiment now. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing an experiment now where I'm using SEO hosting for, I have like six different markets. And you know, all for Forex, which is the industry I'm like doing now. And, Forex, you know, and so for each market, I'm kind of doing a little bit different ranking strategy. So in a couple months, maybe you know, we can catch up again, and I'll tell you like which one worked and which didn't.
Sure. So yeah, you totally do A, B, C, D, E testing with SEO. Not only A/B testing, but A, B, C, D, E, F, G testing with multiple stuff. Yeah, that's the smart way of doing it. In SEO, many times they say never put the same eggs in the same the eggs in the same basket, right? Because if Google tomorrow's decide to change up the algorithm a little bit, and you've only chosen that strategy with those two, with that hosting, you're screwed. I mean, and you can be earning 100K per month, and the other day blown it up.
Yeah, exactly. You have to diversify, and I mean, that's. I mean, yeah, I learned my lesson, but still, like, it's not even just diversifying with like SEO. Like, you should also be involved in other types of lead generation. You know, try and like build stuff and then outsource it as soon as it's successful. Like, don't keep doing it yourself. Don't keep doing like one thing and expect that you're gonna keep making money from that one thing. So,
yeah, sure.
That's.
Sure. Yeah. What are some kind of tools that you used in the past, and what are some tools that you cannot live without now?
So yeah. I mean, like, I would. Well, there's so many. I mean,
so many.
Like, for what?
Whatever.
For like what task? Just business.
Whatever.
I mean, like the first thing I would. Sure. All right. Well, let's start with Trello. Trello, and you have, like, that's
do you
crazy.
Use it also for collaboration or only for yourself? Because I find that Trello for me and my team is much better. Like, I use it only on myself, like multiple checklists and get stuff well ordered, like prospects, lead generation, stuff like that. But I find that it's much better to communicate with Slack with my team than Trello because it starts to become messy. Or do you manage to also?
Yeah, I still use Skype. I mean, like, Trello is really good, especially for PBN building, because, you know, you just divide the tasks into, registration, verification, you know, WordPress setup, cloning, modification.
You can really replace Excel. Indeed, as well.
Yeah.
Great tip.
Yeah, for sure. And then, like, you know, I'll tell you some of the tools that we use, like, inside that. So Main WP is a good one. That's so you can log in to your site. Main WP, it's called.
Main W. Yeah, I've heard about it.
Yeah, you can manage all your sites from one WordPress dashboard. So you can like log in and you can add links and you can remove them and stuff, which is great. It's really nice. Also, SERPWoo. Shout out to C. Carter, one of my old Black Hat buddies, who's not so Black Hat now, but SERPWoo, SERPWOO, is really good for like rank tracking. It not only shows you how your ranks are changing, but also how your competitors are changing. So if you see someone and they're like consistently getting gains or losses, you can actually check against what kind of links that they're building using Ahrefs. So you can see like, oh, this guy's building these kind of links and his rankings are improving a lot. And then you can kind of copy off them and say, okay, I'm going to also build these same kind of links for my sites.
Yeah, those that you can copy. Well, otherwise, yeah, great tool. Are you more into Majestic, Ahrefs, Moz, or SEMrush?
You know, Majestic's, am I allowed to swear in this or do you not like swearing?
As you want.
Yeah, is this PG-13? I won't swear. Majestic is kind of jacked up right now. I mean, like the trust flow, which used to be like the most sacred metric for domains, it's been fluctuating a lot, and I think it's being manipulated. I think I think that they're tweaking a lot of their algorithm of how they use trust flow, which is really a shame because, man, Majestic used to be like that. Trust flow used to be
not the best
like.
not the coolest interface, but yeah, one of the most trusted tools in SEO for sure.
I also don't understand. I mean, I don't understand why they haven't gotten into like anything related to keywords and things like that. Like, you know, telling you which keywords are like are more valuable than others. Because what I like Ahrefs for is that you know, they show you content. They show you like they show you which content is popular, also like has the most social shares, and also like for keyword research and stuff, it's really cool. Like you can type in your main keyword and it'll show you like clusters of keywords that are related, and they have like a keyword difficulty indicator that is pretty decent. So you know, yeah, if you were only going for one tool, I would say Ahrefs is excellent.
Sure. And also because Ahrefs,
not exactly.
You have also the bulk option where you can just type in multiple domains and then check the backlinks from all of them. It's a bit manual work, but you can just submit like an Excel spreadsheet of up to 200 domains, and you can get the backlinks from all of them. So all of the SERP, and not just one by one. After a while.
Yeah.
And
it's really cool and really useful. I mean, also like, what was I going to say about that? There's, Ahrefs. Oh yeah, it also has its own rank tracker, which is pretty cool because you don't have to manually put in which keyword that you want to check for. You just put in your domain, and it'll tell you when you start ranking for keywords that you didn't even think of, and then you can like focus on those and increase the rankings as well.
And also they have the kind of BuzzSumo search, you know, with all of the socials. What's your take on such social signals first? Do they really matter for ranking or not?
Well, I think it's one of those things like where ice cream consumption and drowning deaths are related. You know, like have you ever heard that? That as ice cream consumption goes up, like people drown. So you're thinking like, why is that? Oh, it's because people eat ice cream in the summer, and people also swim in the summer. It's like it's a correlation, you know. It's not causation, I don't think, with social signals. The point is like this, right? If you push out an article and it gets tons of shares, you know, it's gonna get put in front of a lot of eyeballs, and guess what? Those people are gonna blog about that, and then they're gonna link naturally, you know. I mean, I wrote an article on inbound.org. I recommend you guys all read it. That read the part from Larry Kim that talks about the benefits of like having viral articles. I mean, you get links like crazy when you have like social shares, lots of shares. Yeah, because you know, look, every company has a writer, and all those writers, I mean, they need recommendations of stuff to write about, you know. It's half their job. So if they see like something blowing up on their social networks, like some content, they're going to blog about it. And if you're the first one that wrote about it, guess what? They're going to link to you as a source article.
Okay. So I think write viral and do not focus too much on social signals. I mean, if they come.
Well, I mean, write good content. Like, why not? Like, your money site should have good content, right?
Yeah, you can also reverse engineer that. You know, take a look at like on BuzzSumo or Ahrefs, and take a look at the most shared articles, and then write them up, even spinning them or writing or translating them to another industry, and those are, I mean, share worthy content, either on social signal or on backlink. So that is still a strategy.
Exactly. So I don't think that like Google is finding like these links from Twitter and, you know, and LinkedIn.
They would be drowning. I mean, how many tweets per second?
I don't think that Google is saying like, wow, it's getting tons of like links from Twitter, from these ghost accounts on Twitter. Let's rank the crap out of it. No, I don't think so. But I mean, they're all no follow links anyway, right? So, but I think more likely it's the fact that it gets shared a ton, and then people see it, and then they blog about it. I might be wrong, but you know, I mean, if you're just looking for links, stick to PBNs and, you know, and press releases and you know, blog comments and things, you know.
What do you think?
If you have, if you have a line on good content, then, you know, go ahead and do good content and write good titles that are going to be clickbait, you know, that people are going to click and then.
Well, what's better in your opinion, building 20 PBNs or 2 authority sites?
You have to choose. I mean, look, like 2 authority sites. Yeah, come on, the authority sites for sure. I mean, look, PBNs are easy to build, you know, and they're cheap. Yeah. Like you can build those domains are going to cost you what, $400?
Yeah, and then you just pin articles, right? And you inflate backlinks at them. You don't care too much about quality into PBNs, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but like, look, an authority site. Like, I'm not going to say that I'm like totally black hat or gray hat or whatever. I mean, I think that, you know, you need to do a little combination of all those things, have good content and stuff. Yeah, I mean, an authority site, that's really valuable. I mean, even if like you don't have any Google rankings, like, you know, you can, like with good content, you can do lead generation off that. You know, you can do a lot more with that. Whereas if once your PBN gets
busted,
de-indexed, that's it. You have nothing, you know.
Yeah, crash and burn, as they say.
Yeah,
crash and burn. What are the other tools? So after you said main WP, SERPU, and then what else?
Ahrefs.
Ahrefs, yeah. BuzzSumo, you use it?
I use that every day.
BuzzSumo, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. You know, SimilarWeb is really good too. It's expensive. Is the problem.
For sure. For sure. SimilarWeb is great.
Yeah. It's really great. I mean, you just really, to get any use out of it, you have to have a full account, which is $6,000 a year, which is crazy.
Crazy.
But yeah, but if you can do that, like if you're really trying to run it like a legit business, I mean, I don't see how you could like live without it. Like if you were working for an agency or something like that, definitely get them to buy it, because, you know, from SimilarWeb, man, you can find all of the referral traffic to all of your competitors. Yeah, exactly. And you can see also like which pages on their site get the most traffic and stuff. I mean, and so you know which content is most popular. I mean, you can learn everything about an industry using SimilarWeb.
Yeah. Something else? Scrapebox, do you still use it? Right.
So yeah, I mean, I use it. I have a pro account, but it's like really limited, you know. You only get like up to 20 sites you can see, so it's still kind of useful, but not super useful.
So do you have a better alternative, or you have to just stick with that?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I use Google Sheets and I use OneDrive to organize my PBN. Like, I hate it. The performance sucks, but at least it's not Google. But like to organize all of my blogs and stuff, my PBNs, and like the logins and passwords, and, you know, the registration information and all that. Like, you need to have one.
What would you use again?
OneDrive. It's Microsoft's version of Google Sheets.
Yeah, because you're saying that Google would be spying inside Drive, or do you also register?
Definitely.
Do you also register with Google Webmaster Tools, the PBNs? No, never.
Yeah. No, hell no. But I'd use a different analytics account for every money site. You know, you don't use the same analytics account for.
So never register with Webmaster Tools if you're building.
But you should set it up on each site. You know, because I mean, it's fishy not to. 60% of websites use Google Analytics. You know, I mean, set it up. Also, like the disavow tool and stuff. I mean, you need it, but don't. You know, I mean, use a different account for each of your money.
Okay, you just create it for the money sites, I guess, and you don't care about the PBNs or lower tier stuff.
Nope, nothing. Not with PBNs, no.
Never. Okay, and okay, so some other tools that you come to your mind.
Let me see. I'm trying to think. What I use.
So also, you don't use Gmail too much. You don't use Gmail too much to talk about.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I mean, Google Spies on that too. Like,
Are you sure about it?
I use
yeah, pretty much.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I think Charles Float, I think he proved a couple years ago that Google spies on Gmail. Links that you're passing around on there. I don't know. I'm just really paranoid, and
yeah,
I try to use as few.
If you have like 25K PBNs, you should be,
Yeah.
and they're producing 100K per year. So how many PBNs do you have now? The number.
Right now,
do you still sell links from your PBNs, or do you just keep them from yourself, and you build? And also, do you buy links to your PBNs, or do you build links on your own with your tools to your PBNs?
Yeah. So the network I'm building now, once it's all done, will be about 2,000 PBN sites, and that's to take over, every local market for Forex.
Okay.
I mean, like, that's the main project that
Local
I'm working on right now. But all for different local markets.
How are you building links to these 2,000 PBNs? Are you buying them? Are you building them with automated tools? Are you letting your VAs handle it?
Well, they already have good links to them, and most of them are contextually related. They're in the finance
because they were expired domains, or because how did those links happen? Expired domains. Yeah.
Yes, so they're expired domains that already have links to them. I don't even bother with like TrustFlow so much anymore. Whoops. I don't even bother with TrustFlow so much. Yeah, whoops. Just look at the backlinks. I physically look at the backlinks.
You physically look at archive.org. Also me, I mean, yesterday I was picking a couple of domains. I found good game, but I find that the deleted domains are usually not that great. It's much better to go for the auction, or not from the auction, but for the back order. How is it called? Before, like, you can book the domain before it's deleted.
Yeah.
Because usually on expireddomains.net, what you find is that domains many times they're crappy. I mean, if they are there because they are dropped, sometimes it's tough to find good stuff because everyone is picking it. What's your take on that? I mean, at least that was my opinion.
I mean, I work with 4 different domain brokers, and that's those are guys that I would never give their name out. I would never promote them. I would never tell someone, hey, go work with them, unless he was like my best friend.
Yeah.
I mean, that's your most treasured secret. And and when they give me the lists of domains, you have to actually check. I don't mean go on archive.org, although that is, you should do that too. I mean, you should check the backlinks and see what kind of backlinks are pointing at these expired domains. Mm-hmm. And what you want are, backlinks that look like they're real, because you want links that are gonna stay there, that aren't going to be removed by like some webmaster because they were built on some crappy forum that's not going to exist in a year, or they were like built on some kind of like Web 2.0, like pyramid or something like that.
And so there are these kind of domain brokers, and what they do is just scrape the web for domains, and then they sell you the list. How that, or do they own the domains themselves?
They scrape too, and they sell you the name of the domain.
Okay.
And you go and
cool. Yeah, that's the best way. Yeah. Because otherwise,
and I mean, I also have like last year I built some software with a guy, this programmer, and it's a web-based high authority expired domain finder. So like we get great domains from him, from that software, and then for my brokers, I do a little bit of drop domains. I work with a guy, so you can get the domain as it drops, so it never, so it like it stays indexed and stuff like that. And that's nice.
Indeed. That's the better, because many times also there are some domains that get backlinks because like they they appear on drop domain sites and they get backlinks out of that. I don't know how Google would treat that.
Well, no, I mean, they already have links. So, you know, you look at the domains that are dropping today, and then you, you know,
always bad. Yeah, indeed, that's the best way also for me, I guess. Knowing which domains are dropping like today, and then auctioning for, try to grab them.
You can auction. I mean, this way is actually even better because it never even reaches the like drop day or whatever. You just get it yourself.
Indeed,
so if you're fast enough, and if you have, you know, like, and so like, yeah, I have a guy who has a really fast and efficient method of doing that, and so he can pick them up before those guys get them, before drop day or those guys get them. So it's kind of like snaking them, like an eBay auction, you know.
Yeah, but it's really crazy. It's crazy. Like,
it is crazy, and they're cheap. They're crazy cheap too. If you can do that
from a movie, they could really make a couple of very good docu-based movies out of that. I mean, the war for the millisecond of getting the domain with many backlinks and then exactly. Building up PBNs with automatic software and Filipino VAs. That would be a great movie documentary.
Yeah, I mean, right now, I mean, I work with, you know, I mean, the team that I work with is from all over the globe. I mean, I'm in China, and I work with guys in Japan and Australia.
Why are you in China? Why are you in China? Why did you decide to move there?
Well, I would say China is like the worst place.
Because, I guess not because of the fresh air.
No, it's not. It's not for the fresh air. Yeah, you know, here you know, I came here like 11 years ago, and I kind of got stuck here. But I don't recommend anyone who wants to be a digital nomad. I don't recommend you come to China. The internet is really like, it's really bad, as you can see from this hangout. And also, like, the cost of living is going up.
It's going up. But a friend of mine is in Shanghai, and he's spending 2K per month to live there. I mean, that's more than Europe. That's like Europe, more than Europe.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. That's why I had to take a job, you know. And so, you know, it'd be great. I still have dreams one day of becoming a digital nomad and going to work in my flip-flops again every day. I mean, that was
why did you move to China 11 years ago?
Well, so, you know, like I said, I've made all my money in my life, you know, doing computer stuff. But, you know, in college, I went to college actually for like politics and history, and I was supposed to be a professor, and I was going to learn Chinese and go back and get a, you know, PhD and do all that and become an academic and stuff. And then I decided, nah, this stuff is way too much fun. You know, it's like way too much fun to be an entrepreneur. And so, I mean, you know, look, if you want to be in this business, you like in the digital marketing, like internet marketing business, you have to have a very strong appetite for risk. You have to love risk. You have to love high risk, high reward, you know, and you can never be like afraid to jump into something. And when you go into something, you have to go into it like fully. You can't just like, you have to go all in, man. Like, otherwise, like, by the time
Jeff is so risk like, you like risk so much that you chose both SEO, black hat stuff, and Forex. So you're combining two of the riskiest stuff because you're not satisfied with black hat, only with Forex. You do both.
Yeah, I mean, when I came in here, like, actually, like, Forex world is exactly like SEO, man. It's exactly like it. You know, you have, like, the guys who take the risks and who are smart and who, you know, are willing to work all night to, like, learn. Those are the guys who end up making all the money, and then the rest of the guys are just fighting for the, like, the scraps at the bottom. So, you know, it really is like that. And people are made and broken, like, every single day in this industry. So I think that was...
Jeff?
Yeah?
Yeah, the connection was a bit down, but yeah, go on. We're not talking. We're not talking Forex here. We're talking internet marketing stuff and SEO. So, yeah, who are the guys? Who are the guys that you follow in SEO? And then you tell me 3 names of people that I have to interview because they're super cool. And then I'd say that we move on and we do another hangout a couple of months from now.
Sure.
What do you say?
Yeah, go and follow
Yeah, you know,
Charles Float. Go and join.
my mom just prepared some good Italian food, so you have to I have to go and eat.
Mangia, mangia.
Exactly.
Andiamo.
So tell me a couple of guys that you have to follow online and 3 guys that I have to interview that you know personally.
Sure, yeah, okay. I mean, they might be the same guys.
Yeah.
Like one guy for Charles Float.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean I don't think that's a secret for most people. You know, if you're not reading and everything that he's posting, you're not very smart. Another guy, this guy actually is an old buddy of mine. And I don't know how public he is. I know he's posting in that group now again, so maybe he's going to start doing some stuff. But his name is Joash.
What's name?
Yeah,
Facebook?
go on Facebook. Go on Facebook, the PBN, what is it called? The proper PBN group. Go and join that. There's like 10,000 people in there.
Yeah, cool.
And they're legit, like actual like internet marketers.
Yeah.
So
what's the name of the guy?
Yeah, go and I'm making a shout out to Joash. I've been I've known him for a long time, and he's very smart. He's just kind of getting reestablished and stuff now. So go and I can probably give you a link to like I think he's selling domains again now. So I just broke my own rule. If you want to buy domains, you can buy from him.
Okay.
Yeah, let me think. Like, who else am I following nowadays?
Glenn from Viper Chill. You guys like that?
What's that? Viper Chill?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Sometime.
The third one. Yeah, the third one I guess I would actually say is Matt Diggity. Like him and Charles Float are like basically like, I mean, they're kind of like partners a little bit, but like same thing.
Okay. Cool.
You know, Matt's advice is really good, and he's the example of a digital nomad that you want to follow his life.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. Hayden, I'm trying to think of Hayden from Blue Hat SEO. That's another guy. I'm not sure like what he's doing these days, but like even his old stuff, like if you look at the way that he's living, the way he's got his group set up in Mexico with that mansion in Mexico, like that's how you want to do it. Go and look for, I think it's Hayden Miyamoto, but Hayden from Blue Hat SEO. That dude is, he's.
That's great.
Yeah. Terry Kyle is a like classic. I think everybody should be following him. Check out his stuff. He's good like with tools and stuff like that. He's really useful. So go and follow Terry Kyle. Try out Cloud Boss, which is his his hosting system. It's really cool. It's it's kind of complex to get started, but it's the safest.
What's the name of the guy?
Cloud Boss.
Cloud Boss.
Yeah, Terry Kyle.
Oh, he's the same guy. Okay, cool. Terry Kyle, Cloud Boss. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Jeff, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So much info into this video. Has been great to do these hangouts. Yeah. And I would say that definitely first off, you told me before that you're doing that ABC GFD testing, and then we have totally to talk again a couple of weeks from now and see how it goes. And I guess everyone has had lots of info to study on. And yeah, I mean, if you are into internet marketing, Jeff Deutsch, a guy that how do you spell your name? How do I have to spell your name correctly?
DEUTSCH.
Yeah.
Just like Deutschland.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And 100K per month.
So yeah, man, it's nice to talk to guys that are coming up now, because man, you got to have balls to like get in this business right now. So it's good to see guys who got balls and are just doing it. So keep on doing it, man.
Yeah. Well,
good job.
I have a last question for you. What do you think is working now? What kind of black hat stuff is working now? Again, PBN, you told me. And is Google in these 2-3 years, in your opinion, going to find everything about PBNs and just the index them, and everyone will have to move, like by 2020, everyone will have to move to white and gray hat, or still in 2020 there will be black hat stuff? What's your take on that?
Yeah, I mean, they're like white and black hat are going to keep on merging the way that they are now. I mean, look at what these guys are saying about gray hat, and it's starting to sound a lot like just doing marketing. You know, I mean, it's like outreach, it's paying for links, it's paying sites to put your links up and things like that. I mean, shit, you can do that stuff like just as a regular marketing budget, and you know, and you're good. But like what SEO is going to become more and more like on page and stuff, doing like site structure with silos and like, you know, getting fresh content up all the time. I mean, like one of the things that like I'm seeing a lot of now is, you know, again, and this is like mimicking real sites, is put up blog posts in a silo that's under a category in WordPress, and then link to your page that you want to rank from those pages. So you're using inner links.
Inner links, yeah.
To rank your money pages, not direct links from the PBN, which makes sense. I mean, like, it doesn't make any sense that, like, you know, all of a sudden, like, hundreds of sites would link to your homepage.
And that's it. Yeah, true.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know, it kind of makes sense, but like homepage to homepage, there's just not a lot of links. Like, that's not how the internet works nowadays. You have authority sites where, you know, with these like deep URLs, and those linking to other deep URLs on websites. So it's going to be more of that, and like using internal link structure to optimize. And from what I've seen so far, I can tell you that, like, you know, link velocity, it doesn't matter as long as you're like filtering those links through inner links through your site structure in silos. So, you know, try that. That's a tip that I can give you right now. Cool. But that's going to be more common, like in the future as well. Like, you know, it's deep URLs to deep URL links. You know, it's not going to be like homepage to homepage, because, man, look out on the internet, look at New York Times, look at Amazon, you know, look like those. How often do those websites, like, from their homepage link to other homepages? Like, not nearly as much as their deep URLs linked to homepages. Their deep URLs linked to other deep URLs. So yeah, keep on mimicking the way that white hat works, and eventually we're all going to be just like, shit, we're just white hats now. Fuck.
Jeff, thank you so much again. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
All right, enjoy your dinner.
Bye. Bye, Jeff.
All right, take care.